Here we are hiking uphill again, and it is springtime down here. It's winter with snow on the ground 3 days ago, so elevation makes a huge difference. So fun to have some hiking, guys, and beautiful day. We're north of the Shenandoah now, making the way toward Harper's Ferry. Look at this beautiful shelter on the AT. They have flowers and a pavilion, a metal roof. Not staying here, but it looks wonderful. They have a shower, solar shower. Whoa! Chairs, flowers. Oh, well, they have horseshoes. It's a really beautiful day, warm. It's 80 degrees right now, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm halfway. I enjoyed hiking with those two young men. I came to that beautiful shelter, and a lady came up who's on a business trip and was able to come over here and hike for a few days. She's from Germany originally, but lives in Portugal. First time in America, and decides to come out on the Appalachian Trail and do a hike. So that's pretty cool. A lot of interesting people out here. Anyone care to take a rest after climbing a big hill? It's kind of pretty. This reminds me of all the movies where you see a train track, and of course the train's gonna come just then. But I don't hear one or see one. Looks like we're good. The smell of creosote. More of these through the boggy area. Thankful people take the time to put all this together. Oh, loose board there. Nice to see green. You get used to the browns and grays of the trail. Down here at lower elevation, we're probably at 1,000 feet. There's a lot more green. It's definitely hot. It's probably 83, 84 degrees today. Highway in the background. Life at 60 miles an hour versus life at 2 miles an hour. Just got water at the stream. Last water source for 3 miles. Now I'm looking at 1,000-foot climb from here. About 6 more miles to get to the shelter where I plan to stay tonight. There's the shelter short of that if I have to stop early. It's hot. Just dipped my hat in the stream and splashed off. Got some cool water. Got some salt and electrolytes. Go climb a hill. It's pretty cool that that's the only thing on my agenda today, is to hike and drink water and eat snacks. Meet people, talk to other hikers. Think, pray. Good morning. It's about 8:30 on day 9. And someone asked me yesterday, are you enjoying the hike? And I'd say that changes minute by minute. And there's some beautiful places and times, but Yesterday at the end of the day, I think I was suffering from heat exhaustion the last 2 miles. Could hardly walk straight. Got up to 84 degrees and climbing the mountains after a lot of miles. It was kind of scary. But this morning's beautiful. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think that's the way it's going to be on the Appalachian Trail. A lot of tough times, but a lot of beauty and joy too. So I look forward to sharing this day with you guys. Had a good night's sleep and feel a whole lot better. There were 4 other guys staying at the shelter where I was, called Whiskey Hollow Shelter. And today, Lord willing, I'm hoping to make it 18 miles to, I think it's called the Bear's Den Hostel, and that's maintained by the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. It's supposed to be a really nice place to stay. Oh, and today I also get to do what's called the Virginia roller coaster. There's a series of about 10 up and down small mountains, and apparently it's pretty rocky and challenging, but I'll show that when I get there. Got a little bunny in the trail. Isn't he cute? Oh, 2. Where's this guy going? This part of the trail is a little different. Imagine it's going to be what the rest of Northern Virginia looks like. Beautiful Virginia countryside. Just entered a state park, so they have really well-maintained trails. It's nice, easy walking compared to the Shenandoah. Spring is starting to come down here in the lower elevations. There's all kinds of these flowers coming up on the trail. They're beautiful. Look at that blue, lavender, violet color, whatever it is. Look at all those up there. I don't know if you can see them, but it's a whole field worth. Consider the wildflowers, how they grow. They do not labor or spin, and yet not even Solomon was dressed as one of these. Not quite as hot today, but still pretty hot. This is interesting. You wonder how many years ago that rock fence was built, and now the Appalachian Trail goes right through it. Going up the second hill, got some weather blowing in. Hope it's not too bad. There's nowhere to hide out here. The next shelter is 4.5 miles, which will take me over 2 hours, so help me, Lord. And I'll stay off the peaks if there's lightning. So far the weather has held off. The breeze actually feels good. It's just a little bit cooler, so it makes it easier to climb. About halfway through the roller coaster. About 6 miles to go. It's a nice little spot. Down in the valley between the mountains. Looks like the trail goes right here. There's a blaze over there. Top of the last hill here. Last big one anyway, there's some more. Weather turned out okay after all. Approaching Bears Den Hostel. This is run by the Appalachian Trail Conservancy and looks like a castle. Look at that beautiful stonework. I don't know that I'm staying in that building, but somewhere up here. Looks nice. Here's the hostel where I'm staying. Looks like I'm the only one here so far. Beautiful morning today. I think it's day 10. Starting to lose track. Oh yeah, Good Friday today. And leaving the Bears Den. Got 20 miles to go to Harper's Ferry. Looking forward to that town with all the history there. Beautiful day. Probably 55 degrees right now. The less scenic part of the Appalachian Trail. Really great view up here from Raven Rocks. I guess this is the official end of the roller coaster. So I got to do it today also. I just realized that I am now in West Virginia. So out of Virginia for the moment. 2 miles back, the AT crossed into West Virginia. And then from just up ahead, or about right where I am now, it's basically going to follow the state line all the way into Harper's Ferry, which is about 14 miles. So, goodbye Virginia. Loved the Shenandoah. I was passed by a through hiker, Traps, who started in Springer in February. So she's making good time. There's a few of the fast ones are flying through this area, since they've got over 1,000 miles on the trail already. I hope to be one of those people one day. Almost halfway to Harper's Ferry today. 20-mile day. Looks like it's mostly level and downhill the rest of the way. So I have to make pretty good time. And tomorrow, see some of the history of the area. Today I just discovered I get to cross a large bridge over the Shenandoah, and then I think tomorrow I'll cross a bridge over the Potomac, because Harper's Ferry is where a few different rivers come together. So, should be interesting. Beautiful day, getting a little warm, but the breeze is keeping that at bay. I imagine as I drop in elevation, it'll get even warmer later. I can see Harper's Ferry down there through the trees. There's the mount on the right across the Potomac, and then the old city, historic. And so I'll be heading over this direction and coming back. Only about a mile. So just about there, the city of Harper's Ferry is over that way. Looks like I'll be crossing this busy bridge over the Shenandoah. It's been a wonderful day. Today's Good Friday. A lot to think about on Good Friday. It's called good for a reason. For one man who lived 2,000 years ago, it was really, really bad. But for the rest of us who follow him, it's really, really good. If you get a moment, look up the words to an old hymn, "O Sacred Head Now Wounded," which really explains the story of what Jesus did on the cross. So, thanks for joining. We'll talk later.